Good morning, everyone. 10:30 sharp. Wednesday morning. It's really hot today, and I mean it's not hot, but it's not summer. But hey, it's November. In some places of the world, it's snowing already, and here I am with short sleeve, and my little guy is asleep just now. My little girl is hiding there behind her blanket. She likes Fluffy, and after they ate all that lettuce that they ate this morning, and I caught them, and they, by the way, cleaned every little single small piece that was on the floor. So that's like, wow, I don't know if they were that hungry. They ate breakfast, but hey, lettuce is good for you, right? So I just wanted to start today with this question, you guys. Do you believe in words? Do you believe in power of words? And if you do, why? What do you think is important? The words that we say, like not just the good ones, the bad ones, and all the words. Do you believe in the power of words? I do. I really do. And the reason I'm asking is because you know that I'm gonna just remind you of, remember this I mean, I've seen on YouTube many various videos like that, but you know when you put the 3 plants in 3 different rooms, and one of them you go and just water it every day and don't say a word, and it just keeps growing, and the other one you just do compliments all day, how beautiful it is and how much you like it, and you just say nice words to the plant, and so the plant flourishes. And then of course the third one, you just tell the poor plant how it's a jerk and just worthless. It's not even worth it spending your time, and and then that plant eventually withers and dies, right? So if plants understand words of humans, I don't know what language, probably was English, I don't know. Could be Scottish, could be, did I just say Scottish? Sorry. No, English. But I wanted to say Swedish. Some Scandinavian countries. It could be any language, but plants understand us, and people probably do too. At least you hope they do. So also I wanted to mention this book about the language of love, and the 5 languages of love, or what was it called? The 5 ways you express your love towards others. One could be presents and gifts. The other one could be spend time together. The other one could be service. What was it? There were 5 of them, and I don't want to argue with that book. But I stay strong saying, at least for myself, that those 5 different languages of love could be given or received by the same person. You know what I mean? Like the same person could have all 5. I don't agree with the fact that here, I'm just a person who likes gifts, and I just want all the gifts in the world to appreciate it, to know that you love me. No, I don't think so. Every once in a while, everybody likes a nice gift, right? But I'm sure also that everybody wants to spend time with their loved ones. I don't know. At least I do. And also doing services, like doing something nice and kind for somebody you love and care. Yeah, every once in a while, everybody likes to do that. If not every day, at least. I mean, you live in the same house with so many people that you care about. If I didn't care about any of them, I'll just leave everything a mess all the time, which I'm getting there, by the way, because the mountains of clothes is unbelievable, and it grows every day. I told the boys, not gonna clean it anymore. I'm just, whatever I see on the couch in the morning in the kitchen, it's gonna go in your room in a pile, and if that pile doesn't disappear that day, the next day it's gonna be a bigger pile and bigger pile and bigger pile, and let's see how big that pile is gonna be until you run out of clothes and just stay with your undies. Seriously. But that doesn't mean I don't love them. That means I want to probably teach them or hope that they can learn some organizing of their stuff, because it's like, where's my socks? Where are my socks today? I don't know. Everybody has 4 pairs of school socks, specifically black or dark blue color has to be, and because they're all the same, and the oldest two have the same size socks, because it's like from 23 centimeters to 25 centimeters or something like that, the range. So they're color coded, like I would just sew like a thread of different colors so we can match them up. And yeah, socks disappear in this house. I believe you guys can share the same experience. I believe that it's a common thing. There's this little sock monster that goes and steals one of the socks, or both of them, or 2 pairs of them, and you have no idea where they are, right? Yeah. So of course I am really, really, really generous in my criticism about organizing their stuff, and I should be more generous of giving them compliments when they do something nice, which I try to do as well. Probably could do more. Of course I could do more, but I think the power of the words can crush you down. The words can kill your desire to do anything, or the words can make you believe you're stupid, you're dumb, you're nothingness, you're not worth living. And also words can make you the nicest and the kindest person ever. It depends on what the atmosphere of the home is, and at school as well, because let's just say it, kids spend most of their time at school and then at home a little bit. Yeah, my oldest comes home at 5, and then the next morning he's out by 7:20. So that's how. And when they have to go to their practice in the afternoon for something, it's just yeah. How many hours do you really spend with your kids when they go to school, or you go to work too, and you have to go see them for a good night? And it is just, yeah. Talk about families. I don't know, families back, say 50 years ago, and families now. Can you think of any big, huge differences that you can see now? It's like the differences are humongous. Everybody's like centered on money and money making so they can feel independent. And those moms, like seriously, like I feel guilty right now that I'm not working because I don't bring money to the house. And then I think, gosh, I'm taking care of 2 human beings at home and nobody pays you for that, you know? Nobody pays you for that. Nobody pays you for the 24/7, 365 days a year, no holidays, no weekends, no nothing. Just, yeah. So, and with that said, let's go back to words. Especially the nice ones. How many times do you say to your family that you love them? I mean, you really, really, do you love them? Or do you just say it just because? Or you don't say it at all because it's not part of your culture, right? Like here, people, if you watch Japanese dramas, oh my gosh, that will be the highest point of the whole drama thing, if when the guy or the girl confesses that they love each other, and that's it, like boo, fireworks, you know, and then that's it. Nobody says it anymore. Just, you know, do nice things to each other, and everything is actions, right? I do believe actions speak louder than words, but I also believe that words are precious. Words have to be said, and when they're kept in, or when you haven't on purpose said it, or you keep it in and you're not generous in expressing your feelings through words, people around you could get really confused. And so like, say when I'm frustrated and when I keep that frustration for a while, I just don't speak. because if I say something, it's not gonna be nice. And so that's like my defense reaction. But when you say, for example, to your kids that you love them, you have to back it up, right? You make their favorite meal, or you take them to the supermarket and they get something, their favorite candy, or you go on a Saturday and, like a crazy maniac, get in the car and start going to every single convenience store that you see on the way between home and where you are, so you can find if they have something released from their favorite anime. Like it could be a bottle of drink with something, it could be it could be stickers, it could be anything with the picture of their character, anime character. It could be cards, it could, I don't know, it could be anything. And you just keep going like a maniac to look for those things. Why? Because you love them. Do you want to do it? No, you don't want to. Just want to go home. Oh my gosh. The things, if I start doing the things that I wanted to do, I cannot do it. I cannot do it because I have 5 kids. So, and that's fine. That's my calling. I have them. They're my responsibility, and I'm here to teach them to be nice, be kind, with words and with actions. So let's narrow down to the part where I want to talk about the words I love you. In this country, if you tell somebody, in Japan, if you tell somebody that you love them, oh my goodness, that's like, you make them feel very, 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 very uncomfortable, first of all. And I'm passing through the nursery school here, where my kids spent from 2 years old to first grade. How many years here? 4 years. But they were to the teacher, so not many that I know now. But it's a small school. It has 4 different classes, and they have all different cap scholars, so, and the different ages. So, and let me start again. The words I love you. So I do tell my kids that I love them. Those 2, I just keep telling them all the time because they're just so sweet, so cute, so precious. I can't just stop telling them how much I love them, and they know it, I hope, because I would squeeze them so hard. Sometimes they even push me away, right? But the older the other 3 grow, they feel like, oh, mommy says she loves us, but she spends more time with the twins now, so maybe she just says it, but she doesn't really mean it. So what is more important then? What does become more important, to say I love you, or to say I love you with like a little conversation there, or do something together? So I think when you're growing up as a human being, you need those words of confirmation that your parents love you. They have to know you love them. And then as they grow up and start reasoning things and become asking questions, and like the hard questions, then you just have to sit down and spend more time with them. I think that I'm coming to this point where I have to sit down and talk to the preteen one about tough decisions this morning, that if you want to do something but it's not the right thing to do for whatever reason, then you still have your power of choosing what you want to do. But every choice has a consequences, and along the way in your life, if you keep choosing the wrong decisions, then it takes you to a different path from what you wanted. And they're I share with them what's important in life, at least for me, and the values that they should have, especially as Christian, is like following the Savior's example. It's hard in the life you live here, where we don't go to church now because the pandemic, but that doesn't mean that we have to go and do whatever we want on Sundays because it's a special day, and like things like that. So that's valuable, and the boys know it. And saying things to your children, like expressing your feelings towards them, I think it takes more than that now when they keep growing. And those with you guys who have teenagers, you probably have it even harder. I don't know. I would change diaper any day. I would deal with tantrums of 2-year-old, but I'm terrified of the teenage. I am terrified. Can't tell you how much I'm terrified, but it will come soon. So, and there's a pre-teenage period, and there's the friends that replace family, right? There's a reason why my oldest and I watched the Stranger Thing series on Netflix. We watched all 3 seasons together on weekends, and it really helped him to like he's in the right path. Like it's time for being with your friends, and that's okay, that's good, and they're good friends. He has really good friends. Like they stand together when somebody bullies them, or they would support each other. I mean, there are not really any bullying situations in their school because it's a small school, but in general they stick together. I seen those little actions that they do to each other when they have the martial art practice, and I watch them how they take care of each other. It makes me really happy. But okay, back to words, right? So in this culture, again, you say it's to somebody you love them and hug them. Oh my gosh, nobody hugs here, by the way. I remember when I left one of my schools because I changed schools the last year. I had no idea I would be pregnant with twins, by the way, but I changed schools, and that year happened to when I realized that I was pregnant too. And it was really unfortunate because you change schools, you get to meet new staff members and new kids, and they were wonderful. They're just amazing people, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it every day at work there. But so it was tough at the end to I went back to my older schools to tell them when I was leaving. I mean, my company told them already, but like, you know, they'll be having a new English teacher. But I just wanted to say thank you and goodbye. And only one teacher gave me a hug. She and I worked closely. Her English is really good. She spent time in New Zealand, so she knew English pretty well, actually. And so her and I bonded. We planned together. I helped her. She was the main teacher, and I would be helpful. And she would communicate between me and the other teachers who don't really speak English. So it was really nice. And she's the only one who gave me a hug. The others just bowed and bowed and bowed endlessly. So that's that. You just have to come up with the terms that you don't hug here. You don't say I love you. You don't say I miss you. I don't know. There is no like literal translation of the saying I miss you, or no, there is not. Just like there are some certain things you say here that you don't have in English or in any language really. It's just here. But I remember that she gave me a hug because she knew more or out of Japan. She's been out, so she knows. You don't tell the kids I'm gonna miss you guys, or you don't say thank you, I love you. They're gonna panic, man. They just don't do that. They just tell them they're great and keep up the good work with English and things like that, and then that's it. So that's with professional. With personal, I realize here doesn't work. It's just on personal level, I realized my I love yous are just gone, not really have meaning. So it kind of makes you don't want to say it. You don't want to say it. It doesn't make any sense to say you're in a country where nobody says I love you, and they have very there's like a video of a lady that on YouTube that tells you exactly why you shouldn't be saying I love you to your loved ones, because of the local religion here. And when you get to the point where you're in this level of you basically let go of it all, and by loving somebody or hating somebody, you put your energy into that relationship. And if you get to the point where you're so advanced in that level of serenity, you should just let go. Meaning you take care of your kids, you take care of your family and your husband, but you don't tell them that you love them, because and if they go, if something happens to them, you're not in control of that, right? And so you just let go. And trust me, man, I am not like that. I'm a hugger. I love kissing and hugging my kiddos, and they start getting embarrassed because of that, because mommy hugs and kisses too much. And I try not to say it in front of when they have their friends around at school or something. So I just put my arm around their shoulder and just say I'm proud of them and things like that. But yeah, and when I say like, okay, baby, what do you want me to get? Or like, can you help me, baby, here? And I just say, baby, baby, baby. And I guess I have to be careful with that too, because, when you're 10-year-old, you cannot be called baby. My oldest, he says, I'm not a baby, mommy. I'm like, yeah, but you always will be my first baby. So I don't say it in a way like your age baby. It's just like you're my precious. So I just call you my baby. But because it's been for so many years, I have to be careful now, because habit is a habit of words. Interesting, isn't it? Like honey, I don't say honey or sweetheart, I say, but baby comes the easiest. Like, let's go, babies. Let's go, baby. And sorry, baby, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, yeah. So I have to be careful. Here's like, you say the name of the person and san. So it's like, for example, if the kid is called Haruto, it will be Haruto-san. Or things like that. Wow, there's a huge tractor here. Maybe field work. You guys can see it. Muddy, muddy, muddy. And those are my favorite K trucks here. Small trucks, really small but compact. Anyways, it's very interesting when you live in a culture that shuts completely down all emotions, and you have to live with that and try to adjust, but also in the denial, because it's like that's not who you are. That's not how you carry yourself. To me, it's really challenging. Living here killed a lot of emotions in me. It's like I go home and my mom, she kisses me 3 times. I don't know if all Bulgarians do that, but like 1, 2, 3. And so to me, it feels weird almost. It's like you cannot really hug me and kiss me, but like if I were back home, I would do it, because that's what we do. But then I've been living for so long here that my kids literally try to run away from her, because it's like, you cannot really squish me and kiss me. But that's how it is. And I try to explain to them before we go that your grandma and grandpa are going to kiss you a lot, okay? And they're going to hug you and they're going to kiss you. And that's what mommy does to you, and that's what we do back home. And you're half of that culture too, so that's what's going to happen to you. So they were prepared, but they were not feeling comfortable, that's for sure. And yeah, it's funny, but also a little bit sad. I used to be a big hugger. I hugged a lot when I was in the States, and I would have friends, and my girlfriends, we used to hug. We did, but like living here, no, can't do that. You go to church, there is no hugs. It's like this, the dead fish one, you know. They taught us in my business classes and in university about the dead fish handshake, that you're are about to give them a big large squeeze with your hand, and they just do this, and they don't even hold your hand. It's like really weird. It's really weird. I cannot believe it. But so I don't really bother to do that, or I just bow and I keep going. So you don't have to engage in frustration, and you don't have to engage in doing the extra something that people are not familiar with. It's just that it's not worth it. You just bow and keep going. So that's that. Interesting. Very interesting. So words are not as valid as actions. And I agree to extent that it's good to your actions should speak louder than your words, but I also believe that words strengthen confirm the relationship you have with that person. And sometimes kind words are the very thing that you need that day, you know. It's just you express your feeling, you vent with a friend, and she tells you that I know how you feel, just like that phrase, I know how you feel, and I love you, and I support you, and it just gives you a hug. That just makes the weight that you have on your shoulders at least halfway gone. And maybe they do that here, but I wouldn't know. I don't have friends here that are really Japanese. I don't really have Japanese friends here, I realized. Not really. I can think of only one that she came to our house a lot, but now she's away because she studies and she's a hard worker. But I really miss her because she would hug me and it would be okay. But other than that, no, not really. I don't really see anybody in regular basis because everybody's here busy with, it's just me and the rice fields and woods, and that's it. Just us and the babies. So they're my life here. Everybody else is too busy with their business and their, I don't know, their own insecurities and their own, I don't know. I feel like that's why it was really interesting when I would go to my company's trainings a few times a year. I don't know if I mentioned that before, you guys. I don't want to repeat myself, but words, it's very important. Like when you're an ALT, when you're a teacher and you're constantly surrounded by Japanese people, but you don't speak the language. I mean, I know and understand a lot, but I don't really speak back. So, but then there are people who come straight from, their countries and they don't really know anything. It's just their first time in Japan. And so keep in mind, you're surrounded by lots of people who speak constantly a language you don't understand. And you just want to go home and start speaking in your native tongue or in English or whatever. And you can't. Because I'm married and I have family here, so I can talk at least to my kiddos. But there are those people, they're young people, they just came out of college, they don't really know much, so they either go out and be bold and make friends and speak English to people, or learn Japanese very fast at home, or they just go and turn on their computer and watch something in English, so you can have something going on mentally keeping you stable, otherwise you just lose your mind. It's really frustrating. It's like there will be moments when I know they're talking about me in the staff room, and I'm there and they're talking about me, and I just don't say anything. I just stay there and put my head down in my notebooks and my textbooks, and I just pretend that I'm so focused on something, but it's like super disrespectful, and of course you're like the foreigner, the one that is different from the others, the one sticking out. So of course you are the topic of the conversations of that day of everybody. How you dress, how you look like, how your hair looks like, all my Jamaican friends, I mean they can tell you stories about their hair being touched, and it's just very very disrespectful. But I also remember being a high schooler and having this Native American teacher, Rachel Smith was her name. I remember her still. And she was from Texas, and I adored her. She looked very different. The way she dressed up was very different from how we were carrying our cool selves in high school, you know. And she was just herself, and she was all the way this person from the States, and it was very different person. The different way she was dressed, the different way that she carried herself, and she would speak. She will be very content and quiet, and but also very smart. And I looked up to her. I was like, wow, you're different, but you're cool. And the others were just making fun of her. And, you know, she got that spark going inside of me about, yeah, there's so much more out of this country. And I want to know more about the world outside. So I really adored people that, it was fascinating to me to learn about different cultures and different countries, and maybe that's why I ended up even in a different country, because I chose not to go back home and, you know, marry there and have my kids there. And maybe that just this fascination of different, I just don't want, not that I don't want, but everybody's different, but like people really have to open their mind and, you know, see not just the differences and how in ridicule others for their differences, but just accept it. And it's fascinating, you guys. Respect each other, you know. I was so touched by the fact of seeing in the Tokyo airport a room where Muslim people could wash their feet. There's like a really nice room there, and where they can pray. I was so touched. It was like people in Japan really try to, they don't ridicule, they are about peace, and they respect every culture, and well, they try to, I would say. But you know, here again, in maybe in the bigger cities they do, I don't know. But there's always this it's hard to accept the different person, so they just tend to shut down, distance themselves, and pretend to be friends, but like keep borders, you know, set borders. And I've tried before. I've tried to be friends with, and it just doesn't work. And it's a lot of work, and I don't have time for that too. So I don't have time for that, to press on making friendships here. But I do miss it. Words mean a lot to me, and you know, in that book about ladies, women are from Venus and men are from Mars. You know that my favorite quote, it's not a quote, I cannot really quote it straight, but you know, the section where it talks about that ladies have to say how many thousand words every day in order to not explode, right? So men, you know, they don't really talk much. They're like, you know, boys come home, how was school? Fine. How was school? Fun. Okay, what was the fun thing about it? And it was fun. And then leave the room. Yeah, but like I'm just so excited to talk about my girl and her school experience. She will be probably talking to me, talking about this friend, about that friend, how many stickers she had, how many cute pencils she had. I mean, I'm ready to listen to all of it. I'm ready, because boys don't talk much. But yeah, ladies have this tendency to talk, and I mean, I don't talk about gossiping and like backbiting and things like that. No, it's just exchanging information, experience, feelings, things like that. And when you suppress that for so long time, that's what happens. Me making videos and putting them on YouTube, wow, I've never done that before. And I'm like one of the shyest people in the world, you guys. I don't want to be the spotlight. I never wanted to, and I was one of the shyest kids doing presentation at school and kindergarten and things like that. My mom was always embarrassed. I was always behind the curtain or like in the corner, and yeah, I'm not that kind of person. But see what isolation makes you. It just makes you go out there and just pour it all out, because I cannot find a professional help here, like a psychologist that could listen to me and my, you know, challenges, and I don't have anybody to vent to. So there you go, Facebook, YouTube, my vent. And I believe in words. I know words can build up a person, they can destroy a person too. And I want us all to be careful what we're saying and how we're helping the younger generation to grow with a healthy mentality and healthy desires to make this world a better place, you know, not to corrupt them and to teach them hatred towards certain people or nations, or which is something that has been done for centuries and centuries. And I don't want to go, I don't go political at all. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I think people are people everywhere, and I think people should have respect for each other and listen to each other and talk to each other, and don't hide or hold back things, because they could get misunderstood and it gets really messed up. So let's all be nice and kind, and let's have a good day. Enjoy whatever the weather you have is. And if you feel like under the weather a lot like me, tomorrow's gonna be a rainy day, so let's see what I'm gonna be talking about tomorrow. I don't know, but today I felt like words are important, and I should improve a lot about that too, with my kids and those around me, and be more careful. And my defense is, if I don't like the situation I'm in, or I don't agree with somebody, I just keep quiet. I just keep quiet and just listen. And that's me. All right, see you tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy the sunshine the rest of this trip with the babies. Bye.